Okay, so I start school back tomorrow. Teachers report on the 23rd, so I'm headed in. Got one last day with my grill. One last weekday, that is. I'll be cooking on the weekend still. And I've decided I want to try to emulate my Uncle Carlos's grilled pork steaks. We won't be using pork steaks today. What I'm going to be using is a tenderloin chop, cut very thin. I'm going to try to make them just like Uncle Carlos. For these pork steaks, we're going to be trying to go about 275. I'm at 250, 260 right now. So give it a little bit longer. We'll be ready to throw them on there. They're not going to take long at all to grill up. Just grill them really quick with some smoky goodness, just like I remember my Uncle Carlos making. While I'm getting the steaks ready, I've got some corn on the cob. I usually leave them in the husk, but today it's kind of in a hurry, so I just husked them all. Throw them in some tin foil. Gonna cook them like that, about 10 minutes on each side. Take them out of the foil, brown them up a little bit. They'll be ready to go. Alright, what we have here are just some really thin cut, center cut loin pork chops. Very nice. What I do is I go to Sam's and I get a whole pork loin for about $15 and slice it myself at home. We're going to put them on the grill, cook them for probably about 10 minutes on each side. Got our loin chops on the grill right there, sitting probably right about 275 degrees. Got a little bit of smoked hickory on there. Once again, I always use either hickory or pecan, sometimes some apple with my pork products. Gonna let these cook. All I've got seasoned on them is a little bit of Nature Seasons, which is Morton's version of like a seasoned salt. Something very simple, because these are very nice cuts of meat, and we're gonna let the flavor come out from the charcoal and the smoke. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes now, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip them. You see right here, they're looking pretty good. I threw in a bit of sausage for my boys. This corn's ready, I'm about to take it off. Get them, you always flip with the tong. When you put a fork in there, you're going to lose some of the juices. Even though this is a pretty lean cut, still got some good juices in there. Get some nice little bit of color on those. They're just about done. About 10 more minutes, and I'm going to show you the secret to make them Uncle Carlos's Freer pork chop surprise off the grill. Turn this sausage over while we're at it. And we are ready to go. Let's put these lid back on, let them sit. One note before we leave today is, you know, I'm no professional chef or anything, but I have a lot of people that like my cooking, and they're always asking me one question: what's the secret to really good barbecue? And my answer is plain and simple. When you learn that you do not cook with fire, you cook with heat, that's when you can learn how to barbecue. Until then, you're just going to burn your food. You need to find a system, or a smoker, or a grill, or whatever, where you can control your temperatures. If that's going to have to be an electric grill, electric smoker, propane, that's fine. You just have to remember that you're going to want to cook with the heat source. That's where the flavor comes from, not with fire. That's where burnt food comes from. Okay, so here we go. The secret ingredient to my Uncle Carlos's fire grilled pork chops, whatever he wants to call them, is cheap barbecue sauce. He uses Heinz, just puts a little small glaze on them. I don't have any Heinz on me today, so I'm just going to use some Cattleman's. I got the Cattleman's Honey Barbecue. I make a lot of my own sauces, but I wanted to capture the real essence of barbecuing in Freer, Texas, where I grew up, where you just take what you got and you cook it. So this is for my Uncle Carlos. Okay folks, here we go. About 25 minutes to cook, that's all it took. We got our pork chops nice and glazed, just like my Uncle Carlos would do it. Some corn on the cob, getting nice and smoky now. Big hunk of sausage ready to go. Let's look at that glaze. We're gonna cover it, let it sit for about 3 minutes. Let that glaze kind of bake on there. Serve them up, ready to eat. Hope when you make it, you enjoy it as much as I do.